Well, hey there, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here this week. First off, if we haven't met yet, my name is Josh Pinus, and I'm the pastor here at Community of Grace Lutheran Church. And we are talking kids ministry this weekend. It is all about the kids here at Grace. And what better way to talk about that than to talk to our very own director of kids ministry and family ministry, my good friend, Lindsay Lenell. Say hi to everybody, Lindsay.
Hello, hello. I'm happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. So we're going to just be kind of talking about what you're excited about, what I'm excited about, kids here at Grace. But it's been a while, and I don't think everybody who joins us online knows you. So, well, who are you? Tell us about yourself just a little bit. Who are you?
Well, like you said, my name is Lindsay Lenell. I'm the Children's Ministry Director here at Grace, and I've been here for about 2 years now in this position. I started off my career as a special education teacher. I got my degree from ASU in elementary and special education, and then I went back to school to get my master's in special education at Grand Canyon University.
Okay. Wow.
And I taught for 7 years, and then I found my way here, and I have been really blessed to be in this position. I am a mom of an almost 2-year-old and a mom of one on the way. And yeah, that's me.
Awesome. So you've been here in this role for about 2 years now. You were actually the first person that I brought in on staff since I came here, but that's not how you started here at Grace. You have been connected to this church. What's a little bit of that history there before you came on staff here?
Right. So before Grace was here, there was Community of Joy, and I went there as a kid since I can remember.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's been a while. And then when Grace started, my family moved on over to Grace, and we've been here ever since. I started volunteering in the nursery at 15 or 16 years old.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm part of the foundation now. So
part of the foundation. So you started as a kid at the church.
Yes.
Then you helped taking care of the kids at the church, and now you're making your own children and bringing them to the church
yes,
here.
I am extremely invested in this ministry, and I want to keep it going. So, yeah.
Very cool. Speaking of those times when you were a kid, is there a favorite Bible story that you had that was growing up, something that really stuck with you, either because it was how it was taught or just what the story was? And is that still your favorite story now?
That's a good question. I think the millennial in me really likes the story of Moses,
okay.
And that might be in part to Prince of Egypt and the music and the fun stuff with that. I don't know that it's necessarily not a favorite now, but I think now in this phase of life, I'm more drawn to the stories of the strong women in the Bible, like Ruth and Esther and so forth.
Good stuff. Yeah, I was really selfish when I was a kid with my favorite stories because they both had my names in them. So I love the story of Joshua at Jericho because obviously my first name's Joshua. I also love Daniel in the lion's den because my middle name is Daniel. And then for some of the people out there who know, you hear at the beginning of this, my last name is Pontius. But all the stories with Pontius Pilate aren't very good Bible stories for children to get into. So I was less of a fan of those growing up.
That's
myself. But I still love those stories. They still kind of stick with you as you grow up. Not necessarily my favorite ones. I love stories from the book of Acts, especially now. I think of the Ethiopian official saying, "What is there to stop me from being baptized? We have water here." Stories like that, those powerful moments of people who aren't normally included being included. I think of the Samaritan woman at the well too, but we still remember those stories from when we're kids. We remember those activities, those fun moments as kids, because when we're young, we get excited about them. And we have great Sunday school teachers or children's ministry directors or confirmation teachers if you went through that. We have these kind of formative moments that really can stick with us for a really long time. And I don't just think it's for Bible nerds like me who this is kind of what we do for a living. But the stories matter, and what we teach our kids matters a lot. And so speaking of that, we've got a lot of really kind of exciting things coming up in kids ministry and in family ministry this year. What are your biggest hopes and dreams? What are you excited about for this next coming months and next year or so?
Yeah, I am very excited for all things happening in children's ministry. I'm looking forward to having my own chance to build those lasting memories for the next generation, and that they can have the same connections with His Word and our church and honestly the community that we have, because it's so wonderful. I want to foster that so that church goes beyond Sunday, and that it's something that they live every day, and it's something that is a solid rock for them to stand on and to rely on.
Yeah, it's great that you say that, because we here at Grace, we're big on kids on Sunday. And a lot of you who join us online don't always get to see the fruits of it, but we have kids involved in so many different aspects of our service. We have kids music, we have a kids message, we have the kids offering, we have kids art at the end, and then we have our great Grace Kids, Sunday morning experience between our services where they do some crafts and learn some stories like we're talking about in church. But we're going to be kicking off this year a new thing to touch point with those kids and their families during the week as well. Our hope is always that what we do matters for the rest of the week too. But we're kicking off this new thing on Wednesdays called Midweek. And so I'm really excited about that. We're going to be teaching them all sorts of cool stuff. We're going to be learning. We're going to be singing songs. We're going to be eating. But what is it about that really just kind of excites you as our director?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for Grace Midweek because it gives our families a chance to kind of lay that foundation for our kids' faith. And we love having our kids in our service. That is essential for us. We want them to feel a part of this church because they are the church. They're not the future. They are the church right now. They're the present. So Grace Midweek is going to allow them to access those Bible stories, those really formative ones that we don't necessarily preach every Sunday. We're not going to teach creation and Noah's Ark and Jonah every single week, but I think that those stories are really essential for the kids to have in their back pocket, in their tool bag. But it also gives families an opportunity to connect with each other, and because especially I know I only have one kid right now, but he takes many, many hands to help grow and thrive. And so it kind of helps parents build that village, and it's a village of faith, which I think is important too.
Yeah, that's great. I think those opportunities for connection between the various kids, because we have two services, so they're not always at the same service. And some of them come to Grace Kids, and some of them don't. So for those kids to kind of connect with each other, and then for the parents to do the same, that opportunity for them to meet with the other parents and spend time together and reminisce or whatever needs to be done in those moments. Speaking of, is there anything in particular you think you're excited for parents of our kids this year? Anything that you're really hoping that they'll take from this or that they should get excited about?
Oh, yeah. I think that the parents should be excited just for all the new opportunities that their kids are going to have. They're going to have opportunities to serve, to dive into scripture, to, like I said, connect with other kids, and honestly, just have a lot of fun and do a lot of fun activities, whether it's an arts and craft or a game or a STEM activity, something that gets them involved and excited. And when your kids are excited, it's easy to jump on that train too.
Yeah, that's really great. There's lots of great opportunities because we're launching this midweek experience with song and with food and with activities, and then we've got our Sunday morning experience, which is already so much kids and so much family. I love that you said that the kids aren't the future of the church, they're just present. That's been one of the things that I have been beating the drum of since the second I even first interviewed here. And I think there is a lot to get excited about and to build those connections, to build those relationships, to show that it goes beyond Sunday morning. And then also I think there's gonna be also opportunities to serve, to bring our families together, to get out into our community, to do all sorts of things that make a difference. And so it's kind of every piece of it for me, for the kids, for the parents, even for the greater church to support this present of the church, to get excited about what is going on and to really show that authentic love and Christian community and show these kids, kind of how it's done and how we live that out. Any last parting words, anything else, anything that you're really worried about, anything that you're just like, oh, I really hope that this doesn't happen, or is it just all good and you're just ready for the coming year?
Honestly, I'm just really excited. I'm excited to have all of these new things coming. I hope that everybody that comes has a great experience and it's something that we can take off with. And yeah.
Jesus says, let the children come. He says they are an integral part of the ministry, that we should care about them, that we should love them. And here at Grace, that is something that has been baked into our DNA from the very beginning, and I cannot wait to see where it takes us next. Lindsay, thank you so much for taking your time out. We're excited to have your kids around, but I know you got to go get back to the one as we're getting this online service finished. Can't wait to see him here on Sunday. And so thank you very much, and thank you very much to all of you for joining us here this week.